You've been making your body butter wrong this whole time. And I'm going to show you how to get it right with a step-by-step tutorial on making the perfect batch of body butter. Hi, my name is Nicole, and I help skincare business owners and DIYers craft their formulas and develop fragrances. If that's something that you're interested in, then definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more videos like this. Now, for me, I know when I first started out making body butter, I kind of just had a very simple formula where it was just 2 or 3 ingredients because I was just using it for myself and for my family. So I didn't really have much that I added to it. It was a very, very basic formula when it came to a body butter, but there's so many other ingredients that you can add to really make it the perfect batch, and there's certain techniques that you want to use to really get the perfect batch every single time and really have that perfect consistency. Now, to first start off, let's just get out of the way what we're going to need as far as equipment to make our body butter. Okay, so we're going to keep it very simple and easy when it comes to our equipment. You're going to need a mixing bowl, just a small mixing bowl like this. You're also going to need a spatula. I have a small one here. You can also get a pack of them on Amazon, big, small. This is going to be a small batch, so I just have this small one. Then you're going to need your scale. Scale is going to be really important to get the perfect measurements so that everything is perfect and consistent. I know for me, when I first started making body butter, I kind of was freeballing it. So having the exact measurements is really key to getting the perfect batch of body butter every single time. Then you're going to need a hand mixer. Your hand mixer is what's going to whip the body butter and give you the perfect consistency, the perfect, the perfect whip, the perfect peaks in your body butter. So you're going to need a hand mixer. Stand mixer works as well, but I'm making a small batch so you can really see the full step by step. And so using a hand mixer is going to work really well. Then you're going to need your pot so that you can have your double boiler so that you can heat up your oils and your butters to make your body butter. Now, as far as all of the equipment and all the ingredients that you're going to be using, I will have everything linked in my Amazon storefront under Body Butter Essentials. I'll have it linked down below and in the comment section so you can be able to grab all of those ingredients that you need very easily. Now, let's get started with our formula. Now, to get started with our formula, I'm just kept it very simple. I want it to be a small, simple ingredient list so that you can really get down to making the right body butter with the right consistency and not having too many ingredients to work with, just so you can get the overall process correct when it comes to making the body butter. Now we're just going to have shea butter, cocoa butter, beeswax, and we're using vitamin E, and I'll also have fragrance oil in there as well, because I know if you're making body butter, you're going to want to add fragrance to it too. So let's get started with measuring everything out. Now, to start off with our formula, we are going to start off with beeswax. Now, beeswax is going to really help with the firmness of your body butter. And I know it seems like a really weird place to start because we're wondering where are the butters, but we are going to measure out the beeswax first because the beeswax takes the longest to melt. So we're going to add that to the double boiler before anything else. So we're going to add this in, and it's only going to be in at 5% and 10 grams. So let's measure that out. All right, so now we're going to add this to the double boiler to get everything melted. Okay, so let's get into the remainder of our ingredients. Now, to start off, we're going to have shea butter. Now, shea butter is going to be the base structure of our body butter. And we're going to have this in at 40%, and it's going to be 80 grams. We're making a 200 gram batch here of body butter. Okay, now it's really hot in my storage area, so my shea butter melted a little bit in storage because I was moving and everything, so it melted a lot, as you can see, but shea butter is usually going to be a little bit more of a thicker consistency. It's going to have like a really kind of soft butter consistency. It's so soft where you can touch it with your fingers, but it's not going to be like as soft and creamy as like you're seeing it in this state. Then we are going to have our cocoa butter. Now, cocoa butter is going to be in at 15%, and we're going to be using that's going to be 30 grams. Now, when it comes to cocoa butter, this is going to be like another harder butter that's going to help bring firmness to your it's going to bring more firmness to your body butter, and it's also going to bring a little bit more stability in as well. So we're going to add in. Then you're going to have castor oil. Now, castor oil is going to be a really nice thick oil that has really great consistency. I think it works really well in body butter. You can also use coconut oil, unfractionated coconut oil, that brings in nice firmness as well. But when it comes to like castor oil, I just think I really like the overall consistency that it has when it comes to your overall formula. And we're going to be using this we're going to be using this in at 37%, and this is going to be 74 grams of castor oil. All right, so there we go. So then we have that measured out. So that's going to be the remainder of our butters and oils that we're going to be adding in. And you just want all of this to be able to melt down with the beeswax. All of these being a little bit softer, they are going to melt faster than the beeswax. You want to give the beeswax a chance to fully melt, or just be a little bit more like semi-melted, so that you can add in the rest of these and you're not overheating your oils and your butters. So let's go ahead and check out the beeswax on the double boiler. Okay, so as you can see here, our beeswax is fully melted. I still have some that's on the spatula here, but it's fully melted down. It takes a really long time for beeswax to melt down, so that's why I started that first, to allow it to melt, because you don't want to overheat your oils, because if you do, then that can cause you to lose some of the nutrients within your butters. And we're just going to slowly add in the remainder of our oils, because it's already cool, so it's going to cool down your beeswax again. But you just want to add it back in there slowly. And then now allow for everything to melt down that is left. And it's already fairly soft, so it won't take long. But now you're allowing everything to melt. Another one that takes a little bit longer to melt is going to be your cocoa butter. That can take a little bit longer too. But the beeswax honestly takes the longest to melt down. And as you can see, our shea butter has already melted. We have our cocoa pieces that are the last. But you don't want them to be sitting on the heat for too long. But the biggest key to making body butter is making sure that everything is melted properly and everything is melted all together and you have one cohesive oil. You do not want for there to be any pieces that are left. So now that we've had everything melted down, now we need to have everything cooled down. And you can do that in two ways. You can either put that in the fridge or you can put it in the freezer. I opt to put it in the freezer just because it is a little bit quicker and it just allows for everything to melt down a lot easier. Some people just leave it on their countertops as well, but it is too hot here in Texas right now for that to be the case. And even though I do have the AC on, it's not cool enough in here for it to fully melt down. So I'm just going to add it to the freezer to allow for it to cool down properly, and then I'll show you what you want that to look like in a little bit. Okay, so now we've taken the body butter out of the freezer and you can see that it's fully melted. Okay, so now we've taken the body butter out of the freezer and it's fully cooled down. As you can see, if you look really closely, you can see now it's like the natural color of your shea butter and the cocoa butter. And you can see that it's a little bit translucent still in the middle, which is good because you don't want it to be fully melted or you're not able to dig into it at all. You can see there's still a bit of a creaminess, and this is the perfect time to start whipping the body butter because it'll be a better consistency versus when it's still liquidy. You're not gonna really get those peaks. So let's start whipping. And if we have to, we'll put it back in the freezer, but this is a really good consistency to start the whipping process. All right, so after whipping it that first time, you are getting nice creaminess, but this isn't the whipped consistency that you want. So this can still cool down a little bit more. I'm going to put this back in the freezer for a little bit, and then I'm going to continue to whip. But this is a really good consistency to see. If you start to see this consistency, that means that we're going in the right direction. And you just want to add it to the freezer for a little bit longer so that you can get a better whip to get the soft peaks that you're looking for. All right, so now we're going to, okay, so now we've taken it back out of the freezer and you can see that it's fully cooled. It's actually a bit of a harder texture now, which is where you kind of want to be at this point to get more soft peaks for your body butter. So now we're going to whip this again. Okay. And voila, you are seeing the nice peaks come through now. So now what you want to do is scrape down all of your sides. And just look at that beautiful texture and consistency so far. And there's still more whipping that we can do. Typically, I like to say you're going to whip at this stage for a good 2 to 5 minutes, depending on how cooled down your oils were. But at this point, I would say we would have around 2 to 5 minutes. But this is just such a beautiful texture so far. But you can still see that it still needs to be whipped a little bit more just so that it's a more smoothed out consistency. If you look up really close, you can kind of still see little remnants and pieces of the cooled down butter. So you want to give it time to be fully whipped and to have a really full creamy consistency. All right. So again, this is what you want to see. Perfect consistency, no little pieces that are showing. It's velvety smooth, very soft, very creamy body butter. This is what you are looking for. This is what you want to see. Okay, now at this point, this is where you are going to add in your vitamin E and add in your fragrance. Okay, for your vitamin E, you want to get this concentrated vitamin E. It's natural vitamin E, T50. This is going to be a really good, high quality vitamin E that's going to work really well in extending the shelf life and the oxidation of your oils in your body oils and your body butter. So this is a really great ingredient to always have. Yes, the vitamin E, I was using that for a long time, just regular vitamin E that I would get from like from Amazon or any other bulk website. But this vitamin E in particular, T50, is what you're going to be looking for. I also have the name on the screen as well, and I'll have it linked down below. But this is the great high quality vitamin E that you want to use in your formulas. And I'm just going to add this in. And you can see it's only gonna be in at 1%, so we're only adding in 2 grams, but you only need a really small amount. And you can see it's a really dark golden, like almost orangey color. So it's not the same standard vitamin E that you normally see. It's a thicker consistency. You don't need a lot of it. 1% is truly going to help with the oxidation and for the the extension of the shelf life of your oils and butters. Then I'm going to add in my fragrance. I have this sugar cookie from Natural Soap. Really love this fragrance. Very simple. It pairs well with the natural ingredients of your body butter. And we're just going to add this all in. You can see that beautiful consistency is still here. So soft, so smooth, very silky body butter. Just love the way this texture comes out. All right, now look at our body butter. We have done this step by step. You have a beautiful, velvety, silky, smooth body butter that feels really great, really moisturizing. Now, I will say that you are going to allow for your body butter to set because while we do have all this nice whipped consistency, it is going to harden. So we're going to allow for it to sit, and I'm going to come back and show you what that texture looks like as well once it's fully, set and you have your full texture. But just to show you what this body butter also looks like on my arm, I'm going to use a little bit here. Okay. Okay, super moisturizing. Nice oily feel, but not too oily on the skin. It doesn't really take a lot to rub in. It melts into your skin perfectly. And that is what you want also out of your body butter. So this is going to be a really great body butter to start off with when learning. And then you can start manipulating your butters. Really nice soft consistency. You get a nice shine and glisten on your hands. You can see how soft and smooth it feels on the hand. All right, and just to show you the final texture of our body butter, it's very soft, creamy consistency. And that is what you want to see for your body butter every time. Soft, fluffy, and easy to feel on your hands. This is the texture and consistency that you're looking for. Now it may come up a little bit harder once it cools down some more, but this is really the texture that you're looking for. All right, so now we have our full body butter completely created. You've gotten your full and final texture, and this is how you want your body butter to look every single time. So I hope this full step-by-step tutorial has really helped you figure out how to make it, how everything should look from start to finish. Now, there are some troubleshooting issues that I know a lot of people come across, and especially I come across when it comes to making body butter. I'll be discussing that in my next video. You'll see it pop up here once that video is available, but make sure you are subscribed and you hit the notification bell so you are notified once that video drops, so that you can learn how to troubleshoot issues like graininess, greasiness, and separation of your body butters. And I'll catch you in the next one.